Hi, everybody. It's Mark Rushton of MarkRushtonGallery.com. It is Saturday, March 11th, 2023. It is really snowing out there. Big, thick flakes, and I'm not going anywhere except online here, as long as the internet holds out. I'm going to be photographing this week's paintings for the Mark Rushton Gallery. This one is almost done here. This is a 10 by 20 acrylic on canvas. I have a little bit to finish up here in the background. Really like how the foreground turned out. Really like how I was able to modify the sky. And so I'm going to work on this one a little bit later. That'll be a separate video. But happy with the way that's coming along in there. And I'm kind of feeling like I'm getting back to maybe working on canvas again. I thought I was done, but who knows? So what I'm going to do here, and this is what I usually do every weekend, is I go through the different book paintings or small paper paintings that I have created, largely online. Well, all under the camera here, and I'm going to go and put them into. Just a second here, I got to get these organized. Put them into the. Put a. They've already been mounted cardstock, and so now I put like a pre-cut mat on top and place it inside one of these white matte liquid gallery frames, which I love so much. They really are quality. And that way you get a, whoever's watching this can watch along here, and then I will once this is done here, I'll title the painting, and then I'm going to run over and put it in my Airtable database, and then put the pictures and the entries into the gallery at markrushtongallery.com. And anyway, so let's get going here. You just kind of see what I do. I know it's not like super exciting or anything like that, but I do like to. I do kind of like to show the process here anyway. It may not be, you may not get the whole view of it here, but you get an idea of what's going on. So I like to do a picture of it in the frame and the matting. And then I like to do one a little bit closer. And then I like to do, well, I have to be really careful with these details. All right. These are cute. These are really good. These are what I call my abstract landscapes. These are typically acrylic ink, sometimes acrylic paint thrown in there onto. These are spun bonded olefin. It's a synthetic paper that was discovered as a waste byproduct in the 1950s by DuPont. It's patented in 1967. I first discovered it in the back of a Blick art store when I was a poor art school student in the early 90s, and I've been painting on and off since then. What am I going to call this one here? I'm trying to think, what am I going to call this here? Let me think about a good title there. Yeah, I gotta think about a title here. I think we'll call it. I'm gonna call it. I get the pen to work. Brightness in the distance. Kind of just kind of a nice title there. you know. Next up. It's going to be this one here. This extremely vivid sky. Really like how that turned out. Oh my gosh. It's almost like you got kind of a blue aurora borealis effect. I guess, I don't know. Pop that in there. How's that look? That looks pretty good. I like how I took like a little bit of acrylic paint in here and sort of, you know, smooth that out. All right. Now I'm going to take the photo. A little bit closer. I'm going to zoom in on detail. All right. All right. What am I going to call this? It's going to be called Blue Borealis. All right. Blue Borealis. And then the orientation there. 10 by 8. 10 inches high. 8 inches wide. All right. Next up. Another landscape. They're all kind of the same subject. Well, you know, what I'm doing is I'm building a body of work. Really helps, from what I understand, helps to build a body of work. And I just, you know, I do kind of mix things up a little bit. Sometimes I do experiment a little bit more than others. Other times it's just working through with what you got. All right. I know. I just use my smartphone. Isn't that crazy? I make do with what I got. You know, I jam econo. Not going overboard. Not buying a super fancy camera. It's good enough. Early spring fields. Excellent. Got one more to go. One more to go. This is the experiment. This was me kind of trying to, and I'm going to riff off this, I think, next week, because I got that Rothko book, and I keep talking about the Rothko effect and how he would often, in a lot of his paintings, have kind of a, you know, like the orange or red sort of, they call it the mid-tone on the exterior. And I didn't do that all the way around here because I was kind of, hold on here. I got the book right here. Make sure my microphone's still working. Yeah, it's still working here. Hold on here. So there were examples in this book here that, you know, are just like, he's got everything's floating in a sea of purple, or in this case, it's floating in that orange, hovering. Here's a good example. And so what I'm trying to work towards is Rothko is interested in shapes. I suppose you could kind of call them, this is a pretty abstract landscape, but I'm thinking about trying to get, here's a really good one. Aren't they all really good? You know, there was one that I was like, kind of like, I get really dark there at the end when he was all depressed. And where is it? Maybe it's back up here. See if I can find it. Well, maybe it's like this. You know, this is like almost like a sunset or a landscape. You could interpret it that way. But then you just had these floating rectangles everywhere. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to integrate that into, hold on here. Trying to integrate that into an actual landscape. So this is a sort of a first attempt at that. And then I think what I'm going to do going forward is going to bring that color in here so that a different kind of Rothko effect, which would be that outer band of rectangle. In this case, I kept it like you're looking through kind of a window, but not exactly like a window. You know, you've got this line here, and it's different. It's different than what I've been doing, but I kind of like it. But I kind of want to go from there and just kind of evolve it, right? Maybe I'm not being very articulate, but I think I kind of know where I want to go with this here in the next couple of weeks. And, you know, I can't do that unless I experiment. And I look at this and I can think is like this, it's a little weird. It's a little outside my wheelhouse, right? I guess for lack of a better term. But I might be going there. Let's go there. Let's see what that turns into, right? That might just be another direction or a pivot point or another way just to kind of evolve that particular landscape image. Because that's ultimately what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to rework that landscape motif into a kind of an abstract way, using colors, using textures. I'm going to call it I'm going to call this one Invisible Window. So we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. Maybe I should have do one like this, right? Kind of a extremely high level. I'm above the. Can you see me here? Yeah. There you go. Always take a lot of photos, you know? Always take a lot of photos of your paintings. After they're titled and cataloged. Put them in some sort of a catalog database of some kind. I put mine in I'm going to do this And we'll do it like this here. I put mine in an Airtable database. I put mine in an Airtable database. Airtable has a really great free plan, and they've also got free templates that you can use for cataloging, your artwork. And I really like using Airtable. I've been learning more and more about it here the last, I guess it's been about 15, 16 months here that I've been using it, and really enjoy it. And but listen, I got to go. And hey, look at this here. We got people showing up. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Doing good. Just got done shoveling the driveway. I have to go out and shovel it later. But I'm done here with this. So I'm done with the photographing part. I'm going to work on, I'll be back a little bit later. And I'm going to work on this canvas here, this 10 by 20 canvas. And so I've got to work in here in a little bit. That'll largely be done except for these sides here. But kind of this is different. Anyway, that's it for now. I gotta go get behind the computer and do a bunch of stuff, and I'll be back on later. Talk to you later. Bye.